Record. There it is. Excellent. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to give you the a once over on the site, and then I'm going to focus in particular on the things that you're going to need to do with the
Okay.
site, which is interacting with the database and the directory.
Okay.
So I've already sent you access to the site, right? You've created a login for Wix.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So when you log in, you're going to end up at this kind of dashboard, which looks like
Okay.
this. There's all these different settings on the left-hand side. When you go to home right here,
Mhm.
you'll see in
Okay.
the right up-hand corner here, there's an edit site button. That's how you get into the editor to edit the
Okay.
site. There's all
Okay.
these little stats here and sort of like as time goes by, you'll see sort of statistics on the activity or on the site and any messages that come to the site. But the edit site button is just in the top right hand corner, and you click on that, and it'll open up the editor. So I've already opened up the editor, but basically
Okay.
it opens up and it looks like this, like your live site, except it's all clickable. So everything you scroll over kind of you can see it sort of highlights.
Okay.
Um, so see this text here, I can click on it and I can edit it.
Okay.
So it's the site itself is built up of all these different parts as websites are. Like this piece here is called a strip. It's like a full width space, and then there's all kinds of things inside of it.
Okay.
So the text, in terms of editing text, you literally just double click on it and you can edit it the way that you would a Word document. So it's pretty easy.
Okay.
The little dots on the sides here, you can pull them to make the text in different shapes, like
Okay.
to adjust the width of the text. And you'll also notice that on Wix, they have these really great guideline. If you look at, see how it's
Oh,
lining it up right in the middle?
yes.
It helps you find the center of everything. So if you were trying to line this up, you could see exactly where it's in the center. So
Okay.
always use those to just try to make everything exactly lined up.
Yeah.
Um, so the text is pretty easy to edit. Also, when you click on text, you'll see this text settings box comes up, and this has all kinds of options for the size of the text,
Okay.
italicizing it,
Yeah.
the fonts, and all of that,
Okay.
um,
And
and
even color, I
alignment.
guess. Yeah.
What's that?
Colors and
Colors, yeah, like
okay.
anything, even links. So if you wanted to link text to something, to another page or to an external website, you can link it here. And I'll show you a little bit more
Okay.
about that in a second.
Okay.
So generally, you're just going to be kind of editing the text, what it says, but you can do all kinds of things with it.
Okay.
Also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
Okay, this is a button, and the buttons are essentially linking out to different things. They link either internally on the website, or they link to external websites, or even email addresses or whatever. This one links to, if I click on the link button here, it goes to the About page. So
Okay.
if you want to change where that button goes, like if you change this text to something else and you wanted to link to a different page, you just click on the link button and you go to page and you just choose which page you want it to go to.
Okay.
If you wanted to link it out to a different address, like maybe you wanted to link to the Ontario Home Builders Association, you would just
Okay.
click on web address and put that address in there, or
Okay.
any of these other things. So there's lots of things you can link to.
Okay.
And you'll also see these strips. See, when I'm clicking on this whole section here, I can actually grab the bottom of the section and make it longer, like wide, more vertical.
Okay.
Or I can click on any element in here, and there's a little arrow that I can use to pull down. So you don't have to pull everything separately down. You can
Okay.
just grab something above and make space, like that, or grab the edges of things and pull them. So you'll find little arrows everywhere.
Okay.
There's also different things on the page, like these little vector art pieces here, and those are just little icons. You can change the vector art clicking on there, but you're probably not going to need to do any of that.
No.
Um, this strip is built of three different columns, so there's different layouts here. um, that are all designed, and you're generally not going to need to make any massive changes to that. But I will show you how to change photos and that sort of thing. So this has a giant
Okay.
photo in this strip. The whole strip is a photo. So to change it, I'm just going to click on it twice so that it's highlighted, and then go to change background. And when you go to change background, you'll get this box that comes up with options. So you can change it to be just a straight color, like you could make the whole box black. You could make it a different picture, or you can even put a video back there if you wanted.
Oh,
And this goes for anywhere that you wanted to put a picture. You'll get this box. So this is a picture right now. So I'm going to click on image. Oh, wait, actually, it is a video. I forgot this is a video here. See, I'm seeing this little play
oh
button.
yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
I forgot. This is a video. So I can see what the video looks like by pressing play. But if I wanted to change the video, I would just click on video and look for a different video. So I could either upload a video or I could look for a video in here.
Okay.
Now media from Wix is always free. So they
Okay.
have all kinds of stock photos and videos, and you can just search for whatever you're looking for, and you'll find different things in here. They don't have a ton of videos. Like I was lucky to find something that could work in this circumstance, but
Yeah.
depending on the industry, the stock video is much more limited, but they have lots and lots of photos. So if I go
Okay.
to image, if you're ever looking for like a
Oh,
background,
yeah.
just look in the stock images, because Media from Wix and also Unsplash are both free stock photography sites.
Okay.
So if I go to Unsplash and I look up house, there are tons and tons. So that's not the right keyword, obviously, because that's not really what we're looking for. If I go to construction, oops, construction, you'll just find like there's tons and tons and tons of stock photos. And to
Yeah.
select that photo, you literally just click on it and then you go change background and it'll just swap it out.
Okay.
So it's as easy as that. And the photo's already kind of optimized for web and all that,
So you
which means
don't
it's
really
not
have to play
you
with
don't
it
have to
or
you don't have to do anything. So
yeah.
um, so that's really handy, but we're gonna leave that as a video. So I'm gonna use these little buttons up at the top here. There's a little undo button and a redo button. So I'm gonna go
Okay.
undo and it'll put it back. So these are really, really helpful buttons, because if
Okay.
you've made a couple changes but you want to go back, you can just click undo, undo, undo,
Okay.
and it'll take you back. Also up here, you'll see there's a preview button. So preview, it shows you what the site will look like live. So it would show the video, like any animations, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And that's nice to see. If you've made changes, you want to see how it's going to look, you can click on
Hmm.
preview. And then I'll
Okay.
go back to the editor. If you publish it, obviously that's making it live to the internet. So that's when you're done editing, you want to publish it and make it live. If you
Okay.
click on save, that just saves what you're changing, like what you've been working on, but it doesn't make it live. So it saves it in the
Okay.
back end of Wix, but it's not live to the internet yet. So maybe you're working on a page, but you're not ready for it to be shown. That's one thing you can do.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a quick example of what's going on the page there. Also, one last thing, this is a slider. As you know, this has got several pictures in it. So when I select it, I can see this little box here that allows me to scroll between the sliders. And these have
Okay.
different pictures on them. So if you wanted to change this picture, just go to whatever picture you want to change, and then you just select it, and then just click change slide background, and you'll get this, and you can find a different picture.
Okay. So these
So
just slide along. You'll get a different one every time you go to the
yeah,
site.
they
Okay.
basically they are there are different settings for this, but it auto slides, and you can
Okay.
change how long between the slides. So maybe you wanted it to be longer, maybe you wanted it to be 8 seconds between the slides, or maybe you want it to be faster. It depends on how much writing is there.
Yeah.
You can also change the direction of the scroll, so you can have it so that it slides vertically or horizontally. Like there's all kinds of different things that you can do.
Okay.
But
Almost like a PowerPoint.
what's that?
It's like PowerPoint.
It's like PowerPoint,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
And then you can even manage the slides so that if you manage them, you can change the order that they are shown in. So there's all
Okay.
kinds of settings, but that's just the gist of it. There's a picture and then there's some text over top of it with some links.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm so sorry.
No, no, not at all.
So on the left-hand side here, you'll see a whole bunch of buttons. The main ones that you need are pages and menus. So when you select this, this is how
Mhm.
you navigate between the pages on the website. So this is really
Okay.
important. Let's say you wanted to go to the About page. Then you would just click on About and it will take you to that page. You're going to close this out and there you are on the About page.
Okay.
So then you can make changes to that text or whatever you want. You'll notice that the header is the part with the menu and your logo. It shows on every page the same, and same with your
Okay.
footer. It shows on every page the same, but
Okay.
the content in here will change, obviously, to the page that you're on.
Hmm.
Other things in here, you've got things like the news
Hmm.
is actually a blog. So if I click on that, we've just renamed the blog news and we're using it as kind of a place where you're going to update people.
Okay.
So to manage this, you can do it from here. You can also do it from your dashboard here. You don't even have to get into the editor to add to the blog. So I'll show you that in a few
Okay.
minutes when we go back to the dashboard.
Okay.
But let me see if there's anything else I was going to show you in here. Oh, events. This is another kind of app that's added to the site to allow you to organize events. So this is your events page. If you click on this element here, you'll see
Okay.
manage event, and that opens up the app within Wix to help you organize your events. So to add a new event or to change the details, it's pretty intuitive.
Okay.
So if you just scroll over a Christmas party, for example, you can click on manage. It'll open up and you'll see the details, edit details. You know, you can go in and change the details. You can change the picture that's associated with that just by
Okay.
clicking on that. There's the details here for the event and where it is. So it's generally pretty intuitive. Um, you can, if I just come out of here and you just go to add event, if you want to add a new event and just follow the
Okay.
prompts, just fill in the pieces, you know, the details of the event and the time and all that. And
Okay.
it will show in your list of events. So you just add event, put in the details, and then publish it, and it will show in your list of events. So
Okay.
I don't think you'll have any problems with that, but if you do get stuck on any details, just let me know and I can walk you through it.
Okay.
But it's generally really, really intuitive.
One
Um,
thing I did want to ask
yeah,
was with an event, like you have the picture there,
yeah,
is it possible that you could also add, like, can you have more than one picture?
I think so. That's a good question. Let me see.
Because what I was thinking is like for our Christmas party right now, we have a sponsor for the cocktail hour. And so
Okay,
it'd be kind of nice to put their logo in
the
there
sponsor.
and
Yeah,
it kind of make mention of that right on there. And also,
yeah,
like, I mean, the picture, I might switch it out and see if I can get a picture of the open road guys,
yes.
to put in there. Just
Okay,
that's
right.
okay. But I mean, if it was just, if there was more than one, because we may even have other sponsors, and it would be kind of neat to have their logos show up there.
Yeah, for sure. So down at the bottom here, when I went into the event and to
Okay.
edit the event, at the bottom there's a section about the event. And you don't
Okay.
have to, it's saying that this is optional, but we've put in just these details here about, because that's
Right.
all of the details I had. So you can add images here. You can
Oh,
even add a
okay.
gallery. So you could,
Okay.
if you have a gallery, it's going to be a bunch of photos.
Okay.
So you can add like 3 or 4 photos or as many as you want. You can even add video. You can even add a
Okay.
file. So if there was a document that you wanted to associate it with that event, like maybe it's a scavenger hunt and people have to have the form for the scavenger hunt, you could
Yeah.
upload it there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you would just to add an image, you're just going to click add image and it opens up this site files box which is where you saw before media from Wix or Unsplash, but this is also where you upload media. So you just go to
Okay.
upload media and you upload it from your computer,
Okay.
just
Okay.
like
And
that.
so yeah, because I have a new picture for Marco, which is a lot better. So
Oh, perfect. Okay,
yeah.
great. If you want to email that to me, we can do that during the call because I've got the
Okay.
editor open.
Okay.
Um,
I will do
yeah,
that.
so just that would be good for you to try out going into to manage the event and add some images to the event, and they should show in the about section for the event.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cancel that.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Wrong. Right this morning. There we go. I just gotta find him.
Oh yeah. Nope. Okay. Just trying to see if there's anything else I was going to show you in here before we go on to. So did you just email that?
I'm just getting there.
Okay, perfect.
There we go. Just sent it.
Okay, great. Um,
Yeah, and then the other thing also I was wondering is
yeah.
like on the homepage, we
Mm-hmm.
have like currently we have the OHBA logo and I think CHBA and Renault mark. Um,
Yeah.
is it possible that we can add more logos there too?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you can add as many as you want. So I was just looking at this morning. I just hyperlinked these because they weren't hyperlinked. So now they link out to
Oh, okay.
these things because
Okay, I see
it's
where,
good to
yeah.
link. Yeah, because people
Yeah,
might be
perfect.
like, oh, like, can I click on this? So yeah, to add new things to the site, you're going to click on this add elements button. This takes us to the next thing I was going to talk about. When you
Oh,
click
okay,
on
good.
this little plus mark here
Mm-hmm.
is the other thing in this menu that you're probably going to access. So this is pages and menus, like I said, where you can scroll between the pages. And
Mm-hmm.
this is to add things to the page. So this is all the elements that you could possibly add to the website. So text, images, buttons, strips, which are just spaces, basically,
Okay.
decorative elements, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So to add a logo, that's actually an image. So you're just going to
Okay.
go to image. And then over here, you're going to upload an image, and that's going to open up this box like we looked at before from your computer where you can upload
Okay.
something. Um, and you can also, yeah, I'm just going to move this thing out of the way. This is right in front of there we go. So I'm going to close this up for a second. I'll show you an example. So you would upload a logo from your
Okay.
computer, and then it would show up in your site files here at the top, and you would just select it, and then you would add it to the page. And when it's added to the page, I just want to show you what you can do with it. So see, there's the little dots on the side. You
Okay.
can make it bigger or smaller. It's a little tricky to see because it's transparent. But the other thing you can do is you can crop it to make it the
Okay.
right size. So when you hit crop, you can pull down the sides of the image to make it the right size and then hit apply.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a bit glitchy at the moment. There we go.
Oh.
So, and then you can place it where you want. Now, one
Oh,
thing um about Wix is this strip here has these guidelines, and it's going to want you to put things within these two guidelines. And that
okay.
prevents, that ensures that things are mobile friendly. It helps Wix organize things so that when it goes onto different screen sizes, it's not going to be cut off.
Okay.
So if I were to put more logos here, I would probably add columns here. Um, so I'll show you what that would look like.
Okay.
For example, I'm going to delete that one. I would, I wouldn't expect you to do this. Like this would be something that it would be easier for me to do, but I'm going to move all these things out of here. I'm going to select this strip and I'm going to go to layout and I'm going to add some columns here.
Okay.
Layout. Like this starts to get a little bit more designy. So I would add maybe 5 columns, depending on how many logos you wanted. And I
Yeah.
would put a logo in each column, and that helps it organize better between
Okay.
different screen sizes. So that's how I would design this if you were going to have more than the three. The three fits nicely in the space that's there,
Yeah.
but um but 4 or 5 would fit better in columns because it gives you access to this space over here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if
And
I
we
were
were
to,
just thinking, like again, if we had a sponsor for something, just to have their logo front and center, not just at
yeah,
the event, but on the home page. So
yeah.
that
Okay,
that
so
was
would
sort
that
of
be a
our feeling.
long term, like a long-term sponsor?
Like if we got a sponsor for something that was happening next year, we'd probably want to leave it on there
Yeah.
indefinitely, or
Okay.
at least until the event was over, just to give them
Hmm.
extra exposure or whatever.
Right.
Like right now, I'm supposed to be setting up a call with Enbridge, and
Oh yeah.
they like to give money to people.
Oh,
So
well,
we're
that's nice.
hoping to get a sponsorship for one of our events for next year, and that's part of the thing. Like if they give you $1,000, you want to, make sure they're
Yeah,
front and center and associated with you, and
absolutely.
so
Yeah.
and they may even give more. Who knows? They're apparently
Yeah.
pretty generous that way with.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah,
Okay.
it's great for nonprofits for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, I mean, I can, um, if you don't have a logo in hand that you want to use right now, I'm going to leave it the way it is.
Okay.
But I can, um, basically that's what I would do. I would just make columns. And I just think this is going to be like, it would take me 5 seconds. And
Okay.
for you, you'd be like, I don't remember how to do this. So just send me a note, be like, we
Okay.
want to add more, and I'll just make columns and you can put whatever logos you want in there. But that's basically
Okay.
how you add a logo is
Okay.
through add elements and upload images.
Okay.
And it will take some playing around. Like there are so many things that you can do that it takes some practice, so you'll have to make some mistakes and then hit undo and
Yeah.
play around with it, but don't be intimidated, because it's really easy to undo any changes that you make, and I can always help you fix anything as well
Okay.
if you make a mistake. um so one of the things I really wanted to focus on in this training session is the database.
Okay. Yeah.
um if you go, I know there are a lot of other things we need to talk about in here. Like, for example, really quickly, I'm going to show you the mobile site. So if I
Okay.
click on this little mobile icon here, this shows you what the site looks like on mobile. And this is
Oh,
important
okay.
because a lot of people are going to look at the site on their phones.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
So when you make any big changes, it's important to just quickly check out the mobile. So click on the little mobile button and it shows you how it looks on mobile. And it's really
Okay.
neat because when you go to preview, it will actually have this little thing open up here and you can just use your phone to scan the QR code and it'll open it up on your phone so you can preview it on your phone,
Oh, okay.
which is really neat because it's
Yeah.
easier to see what it really looks like on your phone, although this is a
Yeah.
good example as well. So um, this shows you what it looks like on mobile. You can move things around the same as you can on desktop. So you can click on them. You can't edit the text on here.
Okay.
So any changes you make on desktop affect the mobile, but not the other way around. So if you make
Okay.
changes here, you could hide elements. It won't affect the desktop. So I could hide all of these things and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything to the desktop version. It
Okay.
just it just hides it on mobile, and that's because there are certain things that you just don't want on mobile. Like you don't want videos showing on mobile because people are
No.
using data and it uses up their data and people get frustrated when you're wasting their data. Um, Sometimes certain visuals are too busy. Sometimes you need to just adjust the size of things a little bit. So you just want to kind of make sure nothing's overlapping, make sure everything looks kind of even. Um, and uh, and nothing is obscured. Sometimes if you've added some things, elements can be overlapping a little bit and it just needs to be adjusted slightly. But
Okay.
generally, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you navigate between the pages on mobile in the same way using this pages and menu section here. You just navigate between them. And the mobile site has this little hamburger menu, which is very common on mobile. You double click it and you can see what that menu looks like. And you double click outside of it and you come out of there. Um, and then you can move these strips around the same as on desktop. You can just grab the little arrows and everything has arrows so that you can drag and move text and elements around. So the other thing on mobile that's really great is there are these mobile tools. So you've got this quick action bar, which is at the bottom. Right now we've got email and phone in there.
Mm-hmm.
So people can just quickly email you. They just don't have to go to your contact page. They just click on email and they can reach your email.
Oh,
The back to the top button is this little button here, and it just takes you to the top of the screen really quickly, which is nice because often there's a lot of scrolling on mobile because everything's
yeah.
compressed. And there's also this little welcome screen, which has your logo on it as people are waiting for the site to load, which is really handy. So those little tools just make it a bit more mobile friendly for people. And you'll see this little icon here. This shows anything that's hidden on mobile. So for example, we've got some columns and things that I've hidden or that Wix just hides automatically. See some of this stuff, if I'm scrolling over it, you'll see there were some things in the header on desktop that are hidden on mobile because it just doesn't make sense to have them. Like there's your phone number,
Mm-hmm.
and your Instagram and stuff. It's just too busy to have that on mobile. And also
Yeah.
you've got your phone number in the bottom here anyways, so you don't need it there. So that's why they've hidden that.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I don't want to overwhelm you with the details of mobile. There's nothing really you need to do with that right now. Just if you make some big changes, just take a peek over there. If
Okay.
you're having a hard time um navigating mobile, you can always ask me as well, and I can give you a few pointers or just quickly clean it up. So one
Okay.
of the things I wanted to really work on in here is your database. So the database for the for all of the different businesses
Mm-hmm.
is over here. The way that I have this set up, this is actually a gallery. So when I
Okay.
click on this, oh, actually, no, it's not. I didn't use a gallery. I used a strip. So this is a strip with different pictures in it,
Okay.
and which you don't really need to worry about. It's all set up unless you have like a new category or something. Again, if you have a new category, just let me know. I'll set
Yeah.
that up for you because
Okay.
it's just I'll want to redesign this because six falls really nicely into this
Mm-hmm.
block, right? So if you have another category, we'll want to set it up differently.
Yeah.
And when you click on these are hyperlinked to the pages that they go to. So the
Okay.
way that the database is set up is you're going to access it through this little button here. It's called the CMS, and it's basically like an Excel file where you put all the different details of your contractors, and it will show it on the website the way that it's designed. So that's really nice because it means that you don't have to design anything. You just put in the details that you want. So
Okay.
you're going to find this in your collections, and in here you'll find the different groups
Okay.
of businesses. So let's go into builder and developers. If I click on that, it's going to open up this essentially Excel sheet showing all
Okay.
those different builders.
Yeah.
So this is the best way to look at these is to just scroll over whichever one you're looking at and hit on open. And this will show you their title, the name of the owner. These are the different categories that we've added, phone
Okay.
number, email. And so you can edit them right in here. Like you can adjust whatever details from here and then just hit
Mm-hmm.
save.
Okay.
Or if you want to add an item, you simply click add an item and it will open up a new category like this. So add item, and then you can open this up and you just put in the details
Okay.
for that new business. It should be pretty doable because basically it will take that information and it will just display it on the site. So I'm just going to
Okay.
delete that. That's where there's nothing there. So basically, here I'm going to close this. So some of these have fewer things in them, like the education one only has two
Mm-hmm.
businesses or two organizations in it. Um, but when I close this out and close this out, if I go to preview, you'll see that this takes me to these are called dynamic pages. So what it means is it's taking the data that you're putting in those Excel sheets and it's turning them into pages. So it's using the information and creating the pages. So this page
Okay.
is showing the full list of all the different builders that you've made in Excel. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you click on the button, it goes to the individual builders and shows you their profile. So if I click on this one, it will show you this builder's information in particular. And
Okay.
then when I click on back, it takes you back to that list of builders and renovators. So you don't need to worry about any of that. It's all set up. All you need to worry about is if you want to add someone new or adjust the data, you go to CMS, your collections, you select whichever one you want to edit or add to. Like, let's say you wanted to add a new professional service. You go into that database and you add a new organization or business. Or if you want
Okay.
to edit one, you just open it
Open it.
and you edit it.
Okay.
Now,
Wow. Easy.
what's that?
That's so easy.
It's pretty easy. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably going to be like, oh, where was that button again? But like once you've done it a couple times, it should be really manageable.
Yeah.
One thing that I did do, just design wise, is I added the word phone in front of the phone numbers and email in front of the email.
Oh, okay.
Um, just because this title here will not show on the site. It
Oh,
just
okay.
shows the information that's in here, and I wanted people to know that this is an email address. So
Okay.
so just if you remember, it's okay if you don't, it'll just show the email address, but I just thought it looked a little bit cleaner. So
Yeah.
you can, if you remember, just add email and then the email address and phone and then the email address and then the phone number.
Okay.
And same with fax I had put down here, but most of them don't have fax numbers.
No.
But I think that's why I did it actually, just to differentiate fax from phone number, just so that it's
Yeah.
clear. So that's kind of all you need to worry about there. It should be pretty intuitive, but you'll probably run into things where you're like, I don't remember how to do this. So don't hesitate to reach out. It can be a bit confusing as you're learning this stuff.
Yeah.
So if you've made changes, just hit publish and then it will be live. Um,
Okay.
if you've made a massive mistake and you're freaking out, don't worry, because in the dashboard here, under settings at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
there's a place where you can revert the site back under website settings.
Okay.
When you go to the bottom, there's a spot called site history. And this is a spot where you can restore the site to any version of the site that's ever been made.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's really handy. And this is not, a lot of platforms don't have this. So I can see the site at any point. So maybe you've made some edits today and they were a mess. You can revert back to the site on October 30th when it was saved. So there's an
Yeah.
auto save on the site. And then also every time you save it, it will save. And so there are lots and lots and lots of different versions of the site. You can click to see what the site looked like on that day, and then you can restore it to that version if you want.
Okay.
And so that's a huge lifesaver if you've made changes that you're just not happy with, and you can just go back.
Okay.
Um, okay, so I have 3 minutes left on this Zoom before it
Okay.
cuts me off. If it cuts us off, can you just hop back on that link again if we're not
Yeah.
finished?
Okay.
But this is most of what I wanted to have in the video anyways. It's silly, it only gives you 40 minutes and then it cuts
Yeah.
us off. So are there any questions about this stuff? Do you have any? I know there's a lot here and there's so much more we can talk about, but do you have any other questions in the editor?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, again, I have to try a few things before I get
Yeah.
comfortable with it. But for the changes I need to make, this is it. It looks so easy. Just
Yeah.
update the database, and then so if I add somebody, then it just creates one of these little boxes for them. Is that correct?
Yep. Yep. If you add
Okay.
someone, it'll just create it and it just adds it to the list. And then
Okay.
it will just create a page for them. So it'll automatically add them. So the way that it works is these buttons are linked to the CMS. So they're linked to the data. So it's not just
Okay.
linked to a page, it's linked to data. So it creates the page for you.
Yeah.
So it's all done for
Okay.
you. So you shouldn't have to do anything aside from just put the data in the database and it will do
Okay.
everything for you. That's the
Okay.
beauty of it.
Yeah, because I have a new member this morning.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
just guy I've been talking to for like 2 years, and he's finally like, I'm ready now.
Oh, good. Good. Okay. Well, um, oh, we should look at that picture, Marco.
Oh, yes.
So I've downloaded this picture. It's totally going to cut us off, which is annoying. It's saying I have a minute, but I'll show
Okay.
you really quickly. If I go into, so when I'm in pages and menus, there's this spot here for dynamic pages. This is all the dynamic pages with the database. You don't need to worry about that. Just stay in site menu. This is where your
Okay.
main menu is. So if I go to the executive,
Okay.
and it might cut me off, but what was the person's name again?
Marco. Yeah.
Marco. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to click on his picture until it's selected, change image,
Okay.
upload media, and then I'll select his image, open it, and then I just change image, and there it is.
Oh, great.
So,
Now, why is Melinda square and everybody else is round?
yeah, I can fix that. I don't know
Oh, okay.
why. Let me see. Oh, okay. It's gonna cut me off. So I'll hop on in 1 more second, okay? When it cuts
Okay.
us off. Actually,
Okay.
I'm gonna save this and I'm just gonna go to that link because it's gonna cut us off any second. So
Okay.
I'll see you and yeah, there we go.
Okay.